Good evening, everyone. My name is Don Rogers, and I'm here to talk about my geometry classes. So hopefully you're in the right spot, and we'll go ahead and get started here. When you log into Canvas, or when your child logs into Canvas, my page is always going to look the same and should look fairly similar to everyone else's as well. At the top of the page, I have a link for the syllabus. If you click on that, it'll download. I'll be going over that in just a little bit after I talk about the Canvas page. We have a link to the office hours, which are times that you can have your student come get help that are scheduled. I always have a teacher on these links with me, another teacher that I'm paired with, since district policy doesn't allow one-on-one Zoom classes with students. That way we can follow district policy and still get the help that your child needs. Family hours are for parents to come in, but students can come in here as well and get some help. But if you have a question about why is the grade like this, or I need to talk to you about something that affects my child, something like that, you can come to those hours. We can also schedule other times if none of these are convenient. So that's some specific hours, though, that we set aside to help students. We have some teacher resources, which are things that students can live or use for this course, which in this case is a graphing calculator, some links to math help sites that I know are good sites that have good information about those things. So Khan Academy and Purple Math are the two that I know have some good searchable databases for help on different topics, have examples and videos that can help a student out if they're needing some help and can't get it immediately from me. The weeks are arranged similarly. We'll have what we're doing in class on a particular day, along with the Zoom link for the class for that day. What, if anything, is due, we'll go here for the due today. And the assignment for the day, the homework, is listed down below for either the Monday or the Tuesday class, depending on which one your student's in. And then Wednesdays are non-class days. They're independent work days. You can get help if you schedule an appointment with me. Otherwise, it's independent work. Please make sure you log into Canvas classes to get attendance purposes. But that's what's going on there. And there will be some special announcements at times. In this particular one, we had to have middle school students do some iReady testing this week, and so we give an announcement that this would be a good time for them to do it on Wednesday since there's no classes. All right, Thursday, Friday, same thing. What's going on in class? Here's something that's due today, and then we have a project that's left for homework. We also have a special announcement this week. This particular week, we're having a supply pickup. And there'll be special links involved when we do that, and so I'll put those in there. You can go to last week's schedule, not next week's schedule because it's not out yet, but we'll have that. Down at the bottom, we have some Zoom links, the same Zoom links that are up here. We also have some parent and school resources which link you to the school webpage and the different things that are available there and any announcements that are school-wide. And then contact information sets up your email to email. It has my email address in there, so you can get in touch with me. Phone contact isn't really a possibility right now. You can call the school, they'll get me a message, but the best way to look at get in contact is definitely via email. Okay. And that's the Canvas page in a nutshell. If you need more help or something, I'm sure your kid can explain it for you. And if not, you can email me, and I'll be more than happy to help out with that. I said I'd go over the syllabus, so let's switch over to that. So the geometry syllabus, once again, at the top has the contact information. Once again, the phone number is for the school. I can get a message, but I won't be able to respond. I'll be responding via email during the online stuff. And we're going to talk about, right now, geometry and the overview. Now, I've been teaching for 29 years now, and geometry now is still pretty much the geometry that you probably took in high school. Not much has changed there. It's about the earth measurement is where it came from in Greek, and we're still doing it. I did not like taking geometry as a student, and it is one of my favorite classes to teach as a teacher because in geometry, I can always draw a picture. there's always a picture of what we're representing from the world. And those pictures are a lot more understandable by many students. Algebra and classes like that have a lot of things that are represented symbolically, but you can't really get a visual on it. So geometry always has that visual, which is really helpful for many students. The major topics we cover, once again, are similar to what you had before in geometry for across the years. Talk about congruence of different shapes, right triangles and trigonometry, circles. Switching from geometry into algebra. Algebra is a tool that can be used to solve a lot of geometric problems. So we'll talk about that during the year. A lot of measurement and dimension, some real classical type problems here, and how to use geometry to model situations in the real world. So those things are what we cover in a normal year. With the whole online learning, we're having to kind of scale back a little bit because with less time and a more difficult delivery of lessons, we probably won't get through everything this year. And I'm not worried about that, but we're prioritizing which standards are more important for students to know and move on with. It's just kind of the way it works right now. We can't do everything. Over the years, I've come up with some beliefs that I firmly believe are true. No one's been able to convince me otherwise, although they've tried with this first one. I truly believe that every single person can do math. It's an innate ability to do math, just like language. Everybody has it. Now, some people don't like it, and some people don't do it as quickly as others, but everybody can do it. It's not there's no math gene that you get passed on that makes it able to, oh boy, my kid knows math because they have this gene. Nope, it's just work, it's effort. Math is not a spectator sport. That's what I said earlier. It's not effort, it's a skill. And the only way to get better at a skill is to practice that skill. Just like throwing a football or anything else, the only way to get better at a skill is to practice it. It's ongoing. They're never going to get to the end of math learning. I have multiple degrees in math. I've been teaching it for 29 years. I do math for fun. I'm still learning new things in math. All right, so it's never going to end if you choose to not let it end. And then new learning is tough and it's stressful. And when you're learning new things, frustration is going to come up. If you knew everything about algebra, you wouldn't be in this class. So this is going to happen this year because we're not just going over the same old stuff that we've been going over forever. This is new learning, and you're going to be frustrated, and your child is going to be frustrated, and we will get through it. I will help. You can help. We have all these ways that we can help relieve the stress, but it's going to occur. So knowing that ahead of time is a good thing. All right. Geometry is also a little bit different than other math courses. Sometimes it plays into a student's strong suits a lot more. There is a lot more writing in a geometry class. Justifying thinking, that kind of stuff, has a different look with proofs than it does in algebra. And so it might actually be a good thing that geometry is a little bit different. On the other side of the syllabus, we have our grading policy here at iTech. This is the same that every other teacher uses in the school. We grade on standards. And so for those of you that may be new to iTech and the grading, just know that it's different than what you're used to before. And this difference, in my opinion, is a very good difference because it means I can give you specific information about what your child needs to do to improve their grade. In the past, it might have been, well, you need to do better on tests, or you need to turn in more assignments. Well, now that's not the important part. The important thing now is, what do you know? All right, so with congruence, I might be able to say, you know, you can demonstrate that you understand what congruent objects are and how we know they're congruent, but you need work on the proofs of congruence. So how do we prove things are congruent instead of just being able to find it, all right? Or maybe you can draw a picture of the right triangle and trig problem that you need to do, but you're having trouble with the different trig ratios. I can then help with that. So it's no longer this kind of general do better thing, which in my mind isn't very helpful. I can give you specific information about what exactly your child needs to demonstrate learning in to get a better grade. So that's there. And if you have further questions on this, the school does have a online video on the grading policy with different scenarios that you can look at on the school webpage. And if you have questions, feel free to email anytime. And I usually get back same day, but at the latest the next day, next school day at least. So hope you have a great night, and thanks for coming.